Welcome back for another kiln opening today. It's going to be probably a quick kiln opening because I have a lot of things in here that I've shown on previous videos that you can look back and see. And I'm still getting ready for a craft show this coming weekend that benefits a local shelter that does TNR for feral cats. And they do a lot of other things too. And I'd been sick this past week, so I didn't get as much made as I had hoped, but I do have other pottery besides cat pottery, and anything that's cat pottery left over from this show will be going out to the store in Tennessee that sells cat pottery for me. First of all, we have this little trinket dish. This is a stamp, and then I water down the underglazes to make it look like watercolor. It has a little foot on them. And as you've seen in previous videos, there's Cat Dad ornaments. I took some pottery out to the store in Tennessee the other day and sold a couple of those ornaments while I was unpacking. And a lot of people use this as a spoon rest, or you can use it as a little dish to put your jewelry in on your dresser or whatever. And also cat-shaped ornament, and this one has snowflake design. And I've been making these more flat, and it's the Fat Cat spoon rest, but I started making into a little bit more of a dish and putting the kitty stamps in there and making them in different colors. That's a new design that I recently started making. You have to be careful taking the shelves out. Sometimes the stilts will stick to the shelf and fall over and break your pottery. Knock on wood, I haven't had that problem. I've only had a chance to make one of these for the craft show. I made a couple of them for the craft show earlier in the year. It's a larger kitty gnome. And those are my original designs that I just came up with about a year ago. And this is a little bit smaller kitty gnome. And these can be used as just items you sit on a shelf, but you can also string a ribbon into their hats and use them as an ornament. This one is a little bit larger. Now this is just one tier of a 3-tier dish, and I wanted to show that, and I meant to bring it. I'll be right back. I'll have this at the craft show this weekend. And this is a 2-tier. And I made a 3-tier, which was a very large one, and took it out to Tennessee earlier in the year, and she sold it almost immediately. And the store in Tennessee is Smoky Mountain Cat House, and they are in Pigeon Forge near the old mill, and they've been there for over 30 years. So you can look them up, and they also have a website. My pottery is not on the website currently, but it's in the store. Because most of what I make are one of a kind, other than some of the simple things like the ornaments. So, like I was saying about the plate, I'll have other plates in here, and it's going to be the black silly kitties with the black trim on the dishes, and it's going to be a large 3-tier that you can use for cookies or whatever snacks during the holidays when you have company over or get-togethers. Another cat dad ornament, and this is the fat cat design I was talking about. Sometimes I make it into the kitties and either make just black and white or calico colors, or I recently started making the one that I showed you with the black border and the kitty face in the middle. And I had gotten really into making these Christmas tree plates, and you've seen them in the other videos I've done, and so I'll have a few of those this weekend with a number of different designs in them. Some are going to be Christmas presents this year. I didn't realize my voice was like this until I started talking. Had not been talking yet this morning. And another ornament. This one has the nativity scene on it, and I've made them with different colors. Either putting black underglaze on, wiping it back, and putting the clear glaze over it, or that's Poppy Celadon by Amico. And another plate. I just love the reindeer, and the snowman are my favorite, other than the kitties. Another fat cat, and that one's just black and white. I have multiple layers, just a lot of small things that are mostly almost flat. And I was talking about the kitty gnomes. These are not made with the little hooks that I put on some of them, but like I said, you can easily tie a ribbon on there if you want to use them as an ornament. They are a little bit heavy because I start with a solid piece of clay and just make the hole in the middle so they can get a little bit heavy, and make them with different color hats, and no two are the same. Some just have black and white spots, and some are calico. And I just mentioned the snowman. I absolutely love that. And that is a underglaze decal bought from Sandbow. That's where all of my underglaze decals have come from. I tried one other company, and the decals did not turn out as well. The cats turned out splotchy the one time I've tried using them. So some more of these small little trinket dishes or tea bag holders. This is the lavender Celadon glaze by Amico, and I just got some the other day. I wasn't happy with the first jar of it I had, but I was in North Carolina and stopped at High Water Clays, and they had jars of it that said new improved formula, and it looks like it turned out better. The problem I've had in the past with lavender Celadon was it would turn out more of a grayish color, and a lot of times it would have little bubbles in it. And this is Texture Turquoise, and that is also an Amico glaze. Here's little kitties, and this one is a napkin holder. And here's the nativity scene in the black and white that I was mentioning earlier. The underglaze is black, wiped away, and clear glaze on top. And here's the red Silly Kitties underglaze decal fired on. I have one stilt that just doesn't want to come off of that shelf. There may have been a drop of glaze that got on it or something. I went to lift it out and it came out. Good thing it didn't fall on anything. We have one more level. Now this level has the other two plates that I told you I was going to do that multi-tiered serving dish. And what this is, I'll get that off. I had to put down some kiln wash on the shelf to make sure that the plate wouldn't crack while it was firing, because larger plates will crack. I had that happen to a nice big platter that I made last year. That was a pumpkin platter, and I loved the color and was so disappointed that it cracked right up the middle. And so I learned my lesson on that. So it's just put on the shelf and spread out, and then you can just vacuum it out, or take the shelf out and wipe it off so it doesn't hurt anything. It's just a powdery substance that will allow for the expansion or shrinkage of the pottery as it fires, because it fires at over 2,000 degrees. And you've seen quite a few of these types of ornaments. These are all ornaments. Cardinals and birch. You knew I had to have some more of those. Crazy cat lady. Just different colors, different shapes and designs. And I think the only one different is this one with Cat Mom on it. That turned out really well. And that is also a stamp. Okay, that's all that I have for this time. Thank you for joining me. And happy Halloween.